Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to PinkyhootArt's live painting sessions. I share my watercolor process and my artist journey or my failures and triumphs live with you guys. I'm so glad you're here with me. It's a little rainy today. I don't know if it's been raining every time I've been streaming. Kind of funny. But yeah, I have a new painting that I started towards the end of last week. So I'm going to continue working on this and kind of want to do things a little bit differently today. And I'll explain why. And on the wall here, I have my last piece that I finally finished. And this piece I chose this piece to be featured for this Saturday's Spaces. I was a featured artist on Bobby Bigger's Artists on the Chain community. It's a community of almost 200,000 artists and creatives and collectors. So it was kind of a big deal and I had a great time. And this painting was pretty well received. So I'm pretty happy about that. Oh, let me open my chat first. And I think I'll show you guys up close so you know what's going on. And if you're just finding me, seeing me for the first time, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to follow or subscribe depending on where you're watching this. And maybe turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next streaming session, which will be next Wednesday at this time. Oh, graphic, it's been so long. What is up? Oh, I sounded way too excited. Let me get my camera straight so I can show you so this is my new piece I've been working on. I kind of started working on her face already. Really love how her lips turned out. And yeah, I'm gonna take you through the rest of the painting today. But meanwhile, I do want to show you guys this painting. I'll take you through. This is the face. My little guys. I think I've shared this multiple times, but her butt is my favorite. This little guy here trying to pull some flower out of her head. This one is standing there very judgingly. And this one is like, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. And this painting, I think I had in my mind, which is gonna come out much darker, but I really love how light and full of light, not just a color light, but full of light it turned out. And so I'm not too mad about that. Hi Lute, how are you? Oh, good evening, I should say. That one looks so good. Thank you, graphic. I think, I don't know if you guys believe in astrology and horoscopes and stuff, but the time I came up with this idea, this painting, my horoscope said I will come into something that I will look back years later and it'll be something of a important moment and defining moment. I truly feel like this painting was kind of that and everything that led up to it. Oh, hi Trevor and hi Phantom, how are you? What's up, G? What's up? Hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday. Yeah, I should have. So I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I'm not sure if you caught me, but I was gonna do this slightly differently today because looking at that past, this one I did, I feel like, so how I did this process, so I kind of finished off, like I did the background, I started with face first, which I think made all the difference in my painting. So if you have faces in your painting, start that first. And then I kind of finished all the watercolor part completely. And then I got into the gouache part, which is how those figures are painted. Because the painting before that, which turned out to be a kind of disaster, that I had such a hard time switching from watercolor and gouache and back and forth. I was like, I'm just gonna finish watercolor first and then get into the gouache painting. So that's how the steps of this one turned out, which I don't hate. But for this new painting here, I want to try something different. I kind of want to do my second wash of watercolor first, which is what's happening right now. So I kind of start on these flowers. So I'm gonna do the second wash on those flowers first. And then without doing the details for them, I'm gonna start the gouache for those little figures first. And then I'm going to, well, I don't know if it's gonna happen that way, but I was imagining that it would be so cool as I'm finishing the figures in gouache and then go back in the flowers with the gouache details right away, and then we'll see where we are. If I need to go back with more watercolor wash and glaze on top, or that would have been good. I don't know, but I think that's how I want to do it. So if you guys have any questions and wondering how is that any different than my last painting, or what the hell I'm hanging up on, let me know in the chat and say hi in the chat. And thank you for being here. I'm at work late. Work is important. It pays the bills, and I think that we all have to try to find the joy in love of things that we don't always feel that way for. Okay. Let me take a moment to set up. Do I want to use this brush today or this brush today? This brush. Yeah, this brush. I want a bigger brush. I was just testing how, because the flowers I'm painting are kind of big, so just testing which one will go. It seems still too small. That one's good. And I was on. Nice. Well, I'm glad you took the shift. Oh, you were off, but you took a shift. Well, I'm glad you're here for a moment at least, graphic. Okay. So my spaces on X, if you're familiar with that at all, was awesome. I met so many new artists, and because of that platform, I was introduced to, or so many people were introduced to my art, and it was awesome. And I was telling people my streaming experience and how, you know, if you're an artist, if you haven't done so already, you haven't started, you should try it, because it's not only for marketing purposes. I know it's everyone's favorite thing, but it's also have kept me disciplined, kept me, you know, honest about working on my art. So just for that alone, I feel like you should try it. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be like awesome quality, or like you don't need to go buy expensive camera equipment. I know tons of people who just do it on their iPhone or their tablet or whatever, and it works just fine. Bobby, yes. Bobby Biggers. Is that what you're asking, Modern? She's awesome. I had such a fun time talking to her. Okay, so where am I? I think I'm gonna start with the light first, since I haven't mixed any colors. Oh, and I did use, excuse me, I did use, oh my gosh, masking fluid on this piece. You can see that I already like rubbed off the areas, but I'm, you know, graphic, you're right. I was scared of it and I was avoiding it, but now that I've gotten some experience and play with it, I love it. I love it so much. So thank you for encouraging me. Okay. And I'll show you guys my paint palette today. I haven't mixed any paint really, so I'm just gonna see how it goes. And the other thing I want to be more mindful of for this painting is, I feel like the last painting was so light. I am wondering if I can go darker on this one, so we'll see. I do like the lightness of it though, so I don't want to go too dark. Yeah, Bobby's hilarious. I love her. Trevor and I were actually joking about how different it is talking to like artists from UK or from Canada versus artists from the US. Like I join spaces, you know, a lot of times, and I talk to people from all over the world. It seems like it's just so different. It's always interesting. Always amazed me, I should say. Okay. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but lately with this new series, I haven't really been, not as much I should say, I have, but haven't been really just like glaze the area with just clear water first and then go in. I've been just going in with paint. Maybe I am getting more brave. Good thing, I guess. And just do a light gray wash here, and I did drop some paint here, pink here earlier. Oh, I love that, Phantom. Yes, I think it's important as an artist that you have something to say. It doesn't have to be, you know, some philosophical, Rumi-esque, deep things. But I do think it's important to have a voice, to have something that you stand for. I just happen to have these thoughts because they do inspire me to visually. I mean, I'm not someone, that's why I admired you. I guess everyone here actually, graphic, Phantom, you can just sit there and like pick something and just paint, and it's all great, right? I'm just not someone who can do that. So I had to give myself context and meaning and search homework to find it. So it's good and bad, both ways, I guess. I'm dropping some gray here on this corner, just tad. Oh. Catch a big brain. I know, I think I even mentioned on my spaces that someone called it, aka you, Phantom, that my art is big brain or cerebral. I think cerebral was the word I used. I think I can remember now. It was Saturday. It feels like ages ago. Let's drop in some paint here. Gray here, gray here. I also noticed something, that the faster I paint, the better it comes out. But it's really hard for me to paint fast. So that's a challenge I'm experimenting with. Common folk artist. Wow, I don't even know what that means. I said I admire that you guys can just do that, because I can't. And hey, I don't think big brain art is always good, you know. I don't think everybody's in the mood for that. The common folk art. And Bobby Bigger also does art, just like, she does so many things. She just does it. And then she invited me to live stream with her, and immediately I was like, oh my god, I had to prep for days so I can do it with her. You may be slightly nervous, but we know when the invitation comes, you accept. Okay, so let's do, oh wait, I had to tell myself to not, I'll probably go through this with another wash. So what have you guys been working on? Big brain. thick brain, thick skull. Slightly different, I guess. I can't wait to see you guys' big brain art. Phantom, I gotta stop by later if you're streaming later. Is part of that? I think so. I try to keep them all organized, but then it goes sideways. It was Mother's Day this past weekend. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. If you celebrate that, I opt to do nothing. It was great. Well, my daughter and my husband did make me dinner, so that was sweet. Pretty easy to please here, I guess. And I even painted Unbothered on a Sunday. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that be. Nice. I feel like I'm warming up right now. Okay, move on to this one. Oh, that's a pretty lavender color. Breakup, healing, abandonment. Is that why your name's called Phantom Pain? Nice graphic, congratulations. I have avoided going to public places on Mother's Days. It's always so crazy. Okay. Maybe this part needs to be darker. Maybe a shadow here. Drop some dark color here. This one I feel like it's pretty good already. See, I tell myself I don't want to do too much detail right now because I want to do a gouache on top. However, I do want to add some more colors to them, I guess. I also told myself today that instead of rushing through some parts, which I noticed I was doing last couple pieces, I'm just gonna take my time. However long this will take is however long this will take. If I had to do another session next week on here, so be it. So I already went into this piece with that mindset. So hopefully it'll keep me straight. I also really love, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the part I did masking fluid. And then now I wash both areas in the same color. And it have totally different looks. I love it. Okay. Dare I say, am I going to use some brown today? Oh, no, no, not yet. Oh, that's good. You've grown into your name. That's kind of how I feel about my name. I was actually writing something about how my name came about. I really have grown into it. Now it feels right. Is brown enough? Dark enough? No. Add a little bit of red to it. Okay. I know it looks so dark, but I think it's okay. It'll be okay. And this part I am going to wet. Graphic model, how did you come up with your name? Curious. It's funny. Darkness here, darkness here. Excuse my dog. Somebody just rang the doorbell and push us a postman. The dog. Okay. Usually if I'm not live, I'm like, Tommy, shut up. But I'm not gonna do that. Add a little bit of darkness in the center. Cool. And let's do this one. Oh, this is a pretty cool one. I think I mentioned before, I don't really use brown in my color palette as much. Or even that warm yellow tone. But lately I have been. I feel like it's the color you use as you mature as an artist. So if you use a lot of browns in your artwork, you're probably a super good artist, or have been doing this for a long time. Nice. I did just add some cool brown to the mix because then I want to cool it down. Maybe I'll do some blue. This is kind of the color and I'm using, this is a candle holder, like a tea candle holder. They're very cheap to buy on Amazon, way cheaper than actual watercolor holders, and they're awesome. Yes. let's do wet. You know the saying, April shower brings May flower? I don't know if where you are, but it's definitely not true for where I am. It's like April is more like still snowing, and then May is when it showers, and then maybe June is when the flowers bloom. I am having so much fun with these new work. I just sent out my monthly artist email. If you are not already subscribed, the link is in the description. I have my monthly emails updating everybody what I'm doing. And this past month, I just shared that I stumbled upon this new direction, and I think it's pretty much changing everything, and I'm really excited for it. Oh, and quiz time. If you got my email, I gave my little creatures a name. What is it? I bet Trevor would know. I kind of kept it secret last time because I was like, I came up with this, but sitting on my mind for a while now. I don't want to make the mistake of committing it too soon and then realizing I don't want to call it that. So it's been a few weeks and I still love it, so I officially announced it. And if you don't know what it is, do ask in the comments. I'm gonna make you work for it. Interesting, I'm kind of making a brown flower. Okay. Sounds good, Phantom. Good luck with work. So Trevor, what do you think of the name? I thought I was pretty happy that I had a clever moment. Maybe it's not, who knows. But as with everything else, it stuck, so however good or bad, it's what it is. So I'm working some lavender in, just like this girl here. Can't really tell right now. That's okay. That is okay. I think it's gonna be something, Trevor, is you know, if I repeat it enough times, then people will remember it. It's just one of those things. I certainly wouldn't expect you to remember right away. That's why I said quiz time. I will reveal at some point though, don't worry. It's not gonna be a cliffhanger forever. Okay. And then this is where I had masking tape fluid. Wash it with some lavender. Now let's make the center super dark. I feel like every time I do this, that's when the flower truly becomes alive. Let's go back and do it here. Okay. Nice and watery. Brown at the end. Okay. Sometimes looking at my camera screen kind of really helps with where it's not quite there yet. I forgot this part. So this is like that petal that curls over. So I want to add the brown here. You went to look, didn't you? Yes, so my little creatures are called orbits. You heard here, well, you heard here second because my VIP list definitely heard about it first. Oh, hi dog, hi, hi puppy. What's up? Toby came to tell me that somebody's at the door and I almost stepped on him. So say hi. Toby, say hi. Hi. What's up? You want to stay here? Yeah. He stay. Yeah. You want to stay or go downstairs? I think you want to stay for a little bit maybe. I don't even mind how that just little fractured. Remember, I always had to remind myself to not overblend. Ah, okay. Okay. There we go. That's better. So they're called orbits. I thought they're so cute. I thought it was such a clever idea because, you know, eyeballs, they're like orbs, and they're girls, so orbits. A slight French sounding almost, which is doesn't mean anything these days, but you know, French things are good. My puppy just sitting here now on my cushion, on my chair. There we go. Where was I? Ah, yes. Get some fresh water. So this is what it looks, these ramekins looks like when it's all dried, and I'm just adding a little bit of water to reactivate the paint. So I washed a lot of these flowers in a warm color last time because I want them to have a warm glow. Okay, but I should have my lavender color ready for the cool side of it, huh? Okay. I think I'm always surprised at how little watercolor paint you actually use as I'm painting. But I think I mentioned last time I'm surprised at how much gouache paint it takes to paint. The pink stirs up. I just revealed my little creature's name graphic, and they're called Orbettes. I think Trevor typed it in the chat on YouTube. They're called Orbettes because you know their eyeballs, they're orbs, and they're girls. They're called Orbettes, and it's slightly French sounding. So little, you know, little foreign creatures. I thought it was pretty clever coming up with it, but let me know in the comments what you think, and please be honest. And if I've heard anything similar before, or if it's copyright infringement happening or whatever, please let me know. But otherwise, yeah, that's it. Officially introducing the Orbettes. I don't know if you guys notice, I'm just trying to like get two colors, two almost opposite colors into each flower, because I think that's when this looks the best. When it's too tonal, they're not exciting to enough, I guess. Nah, next option. There's no next, this is it. You just have to get used to it, I'm sorry. And it's okay. We don't always I didn't love my own name for the longest time growing up. So you will get used to it. You will get used to it. Hi Omar, how are you today? Happy Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. Doing a new piece. And I just revealed that my little creatures are called Orbettes. Yes, Modern, I know better. I know better that you're just joking. Besides, it's just a name, who cares? Definitely learned as I'm on this artist journey more and more to not take anything too seriously. And don't get married to anything. Any idea? Any names? To your point? Drop some dots in. It's still wet. I think it needs more. Ah, shit. Drop in some pink here, just all the flowers around it are pink, I realize. And I don't want her to be like an outlier, I guess. They will change and morph as I do more of them, I'm sure. But I think I thought the constant was like the eyeball part. Oh, and I kind of worked out what they would look like in the back of the eyeball, which I don't know if you guys have noticed. I was having some trouble with it. And I shall explain when we get to it, why it is the way it is. Okay, now this girl. Winner, chicken dinner. We are all winners here, guys. All winners. Oh shit, I think that's probably it. After last piece, I told myself to not be afraid of colors. But also, I was, thinking this morning, I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but maybe in one painting, I want to just like pick 3 colors, and that's the only 3 colors I'm going to use. Kind of give myself a little more constraint. And I feel like good things might come out of that, because sometimes color is almost like a distraction. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. You must have graphic, because a lot of your painting were ink and darker, so I thought it might be interesting if I just limit my palette. So who knows? You might see a gray, maybe not gray style. That's probably not my thing, but a limited color edition of something. Too white. I'm just gonna do a little wash of pink here. This one is pretty exciting to paint, but I'm so super nervous. I'll do a dusty. Thank you. Yeah, I am looking forward to it too, Trevor, since I have no idea how that's gonna turn out. Maybe next piece. Maybe next piece. Let's just give myself a homework. There's no time better than now, I guess. This is also something that I'm trying to be more mindful of. You know, all these ideas and projects and things you're like, oh, I'll get to at one point, and then you never actually do. It's like sometimes it's such a shame. If you have an idea, do it now. What? There's no time better than now. Yeah. Hi, Dagui. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Welcome and thank you so much. I am working on this painting. This is my, oh, I don't think I went live. This is my first live session with this, but I did work on it over the weekend to just get it started. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it, so we'll see. How are you? How are you and how'd you find me? And thank you for saying hi. I know it's probably a lot of quieter watchers here. But yes, do say hi. Do let me know that you're here. And Dagu, if you have anything about questions about my art, about what I'm doing, feel free to drop in the chat. Are you an artist yourself? Or you just enjoying watching art, which is perfectly fine for me as well. Might be better for me actually. I joke all the time that this world does not need one more artist, but it is important for us who wants to be artists who get whatever in our head out to the world. Do I need to make that darker? No. Oh, algorithm got me here. Oh my gosh, is algorithm actually working for me today? Well, I so appreciate you stopping by. And so nice to meet you. Sorry, modern graphic, sorry. I do have a bad habit of doing that even at home when everything's so peaceful and then suddenly I get excited about something or something catches my attention and then I will start like squeal, yelling, do crazy sounds, and my husband always gets like jar. He says it's so jarring. So sorry about that. I think trying is a perfect answer. I feel like we are all trying, right? I feel like we're all trying. Trying is becoming, and becoming is life's journey. Because once you stop that, then you're pretty much dead, physically or on the inside, and nobody wants that. So yes, trying's awesome. At least you started. At least you put something on paper or whatever your medium is. I guess I also find that you have to experiment with your brushes too, because sometimes the brushes you get are just not the kind of brush that work well with you, and then you start thinking, oh, maybe it's me, but no, sometimes might just be the brush. Dropping it in here and then kind of blend it away. This time I'm just using, last week I filmed, I haven't released a video yet, but I made a video of all the different ways you can use, all the different ways you can make texture with watercolor. And it was pretty fun to make and kind of reminded me a lot of things that I, learned, but actually never tried. So I will show you something I tried after that video. Reminded me of the awesome things you can do with watercolor. Thank you, Dagu. I hope I inspire you to do more art, to never stop. And anyone else? I was just talking to a friend the other day, like, art is important in our life, especially there seems so much uncertainty and craziness going on in the world. There's something to it, owning art or having art in your life. It certainly keeps me sane, keeps me grounded, because all the news and, information you consume on social media, I can't even tell what's real, what's not anymore, and really the only thing that I can tell is my art. I know when I'm here, when I'm live, when I'm in front of my painting, in front of my studio, this is real. Okay, so I just dropped in some colors. Do I want to do more? Darker, just hint of darker color. I should do that more. I'm gonna darken this part slightly. Oh, too purple. I like how the bottom part's darker, but then I feel like these petals it doesn't have enough variance. So I'm gonna darken this part a little bit. And then a raw brush, maybe this corner. And that's it. And then over here, I think. Okay. Let's move over. That one does stand out a lot, huh? thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, I think I'm so glad that you have art to escape to and that it helped you. I think for me, same for sure. Not illness, but you know, family stuff, just things that cause sadness, and I used to always just escape to art, and that's like the only place where I can just shut everything off. Sometimes it's hard to shut everything off. So, just try. So this I want to remind everyone is my second wash with glaze, because then I'm gonna do gouache and then go back with gouache on top of these, and then we'll see where we are. Okay. I have been experimenting, not all the time, but I usually just do watercolor by itself. But lately I found, I guess, discover my love for painting with paint again, aka gouache paint. I was joking that I totally forgot how to paint with paint when I first started a couple pieces ago. But I think it's coming back to me slowly. Such a different feeling, you know. Watercolor right now, I'm just painting with water. I feel like the water does half of the job for me, but gouache, not so much. This flat brush is my best blender so far. I always feel like I wash my brush just like one step too soon. Impatient. I am impatient. Yeah, that's kind of the intent. I kind of want to start a streaming. I'm gonna share something pretty embarrassing about myself, but when I was younger, I worked for this French shoe designer, and he said I had the best, I can't even say it with a straight face, but I have like such a soothing late night radio kind of voice. It kind of stuck with me, and then when I started live streaming, I kind of want this stream be that dagu, like a relaxing thing you put in the background while you work or study or whatever. I don't really even expect people even listening to what I'm saying, but just background noise. but I appreciate you noticing, and it's very encouraging, and I hope you like it. So now I'm dropping in some purple. I did blue at first, and now I'm doing some purple after the pink. And I think the transition's pretty obvious why I did that. Yes. Thank you. You're blushing. I know, it was so embarrassing that I hope I don't regret sharing that. See, when something like this happens, if you can see, when something like that happens, that's when the brush is a little too dry, or the paper is a little too dry. Not ideal, but I think it was fine for this base. Good. And then to graphic modernist point, I should probably not have crazy jarring outbursts live. I'm gonna go, still need to stop. I'm like borderline overdoing this part. Okay, let me stop. If you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, please let me know. I feel like most of the time when I mix paint, I'm trying to just make the paint more, dirty it up, so it's not so bright and pure in its hue. So do this green, and then underneath the petal is probably darker color. Oh yes, Daigu. This is a huge, yes, story behind the piece for sure. But I'll answer the easier question first. I am using Arches 300-gram cold press paper, and that's kind of my go-to at the moment, and my go-to for the most part. And the meaning behind this piece is yes. So I don't know if you can see, but on my wall here was I've been kind of exploring this idea for a little while now. This is my fourth piece that I'm working on. The theme, the idea is shell of self, right? I'll zoom out a little bit to give you some context. Not that long ago, I had a conversation with someone, and it occurred to me that because of the social media and news and conversations we have so many thoughts that enters our brain. I just, at least for me personally, sometimes I'm like, what? I don't really even know what's authentically my own thoughts anymore, and maybe such things don't even exist really, right? So for this piece, and that idea intrigued me, and I thought, thoughts are so often in our own heads that we don't see it, we think about it, but nobody else knows we're thinking about it, nobody else knows what we're thinking for the most part. So I thought, how interesting. So I wanted to like flip the script on that, so to speak. So this face becomes the shell of ourselves. The self is you and I, the self is any individual. And then the flowers, like bursting out of her brain, bursting out of her body, are emotions and memories, things we feel. And then these orbits here, these little guys, are our thoughts personified. That they are the protagonist in the painting instead of the face itself. And they're kind of examining the shell, the self, back, instead of we examining our own thoughts, thinking about own thoughts, judging our own thoughts. It's the other way around. So this whole series is all about our thoughts looking back at us. And I'm hoping that as I'm explaining this to you, it will trigger thoughts of like, oh, are these thoughts I'm thinking actually serve me? Or they're actually leading me down a path I don't want to be. You see this guy here I'm going to paint soon. It's like nudging the shell, the poking and prodding, just wondering what's going on with the shell as from the thoughts perspective. That was a long explanation. I hope I didn't bore you. I work on making that shorter, more condensed, but there's just so much I had to say to give you background. So there it is. Hi, Wonder. Graphic, are you gonna tell me to stop? Pinky. Every time people say Pinky and pause, I'm like scared. I have not streamed with Bobby yet. She said she gave me an invite to be part of her streaming. So I don't know. We'll see how that when and how that happens. Yeah, Bobby streams I think all the time, and sometimes she has guests on her stream. I want to be on the guest. That would be really cool. So we're working on that out. Thank you guys. I think it's a important thing as individuals for us to kind of be mindful or thinking about. I don't know if you've heard about this before, but like the thoughts, we have so many negative thoughts throughout the day that it does us so much harm. And the whole point of meditation is to kind of force ourselves to be present and force ourselves to not have thoughts so that our brain can have a break. So if you're having harmful thoughts or discouraging thoughts or negative thoughts, try to stop yourself, because it will do you more harm in the long run. Next, name options. Oh, okay. Wonderlicious, I love it. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm almost done with the flowers, and after that I'm gonna get into the gouache part of it, which I'm actually a little bit nervous about, because last time I switched from watercolor and gouache, it didn't flow so well for me. I'm gonna just add a little bit of details here. And I also realize I do these dots to give texture in my art all the time. And at one point I was doing them last. And I was like, why am I doing that? I should just add them as I go. Still learning so much. Still learning all the time. And I guess the learning will never stop, so that's that. Water experiment he made. That sounds cool. Oh yeah, graphic. You need to meditate. I think it'll be good for you. When I have a bad stink, I think where I go through those, I force myself to meditate, and it really helps. So, yes, graphic, you should. Despite how much you hate the idea of it, just do it. Just do it for a little bit. Even if it's just 5 minutes. I know you have 5 minutes to spare. And wonder, I'm gonna talk to him about this until his ears bleed. Doctor Strange. Well, I think we all hope we can meditate like Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange happens to be my favorite Marvel character, superhero, believe it or not. The cerebralness of that man. And also, Benedict Cumberbatch, come on. Okay, I think I'm on to my last. Yes, carcinogenic effect. If you don't, you know, stress is definitely carcinogenic. So this flower here, I'm imagining kind of fades into the background a little bit, so I'm using a much lighter tone of pink. And probably not gonna do too much detail on them, because you put details on the thing that's in the foreground you want your eyes to focus on. So if it's in the back and I don't want your focus to go there. Hello, Elizabeth. Hi, I think it's the first time I'm meeting you, right? Oh, I think my camera said that further soon, but I will certainly share my painting with you. This is a Shell of Self number 4. It's the 4th piece I'm exploring. I'll come here to show you guys this piece I just completed was it last week? Yes, last week. So she is laying down on the opposite direction. There's a hand here she's loosely clenching. And these little guys here are called, I just revealed the name as orbits. They are our thoughts personified, examining us from outside in, as we, the self, as a shell. There you go. Oh, and my little doggy, he's in my studio today. Anyways, and this is the 4th piece, like I said. The first one was an experiment. I called it a study. 2nd piece was a disaster. 3rd is a charm. 4th one, I'm hoping that it would transcend. I don't know. I'm hoping. Thank you so much. I like the word gorgeous to describe my art. That's awesome. Oh, yay. My algorithm's actually happy with me today. Rare occasion. So glad you stopped by, Elizabeth, and so glad everybody new stopping by today. Where was I? Wondrous gorgeous. Wondrous and gorgeous. Yes. And wondrous gorgeous. Wink. If Elizabeth, if you have any questions, any thoughts about my process, about what I'm doing, please share. Don't be afraid to ask. I think that's good enough. Oh, Netherlands, awesome. I am in Utah, US, so it is 1:30 p.m. for me in the afternoon. Not sure if you've heard of Utah. It's not as famous a place like California in the US, like to people from other countries, but Utah's pretty famous for its landscape. It's outdoor activities, I guess. The reason I moved here is because of skiing. And it's so quiet and beautiful here. It's really good for my artistic pursuit, I guess. Oh yay, you know Utah, that's awesome. I sense this recognition here. Yes. Oh. You went to school. You'll be surprised how many people went to school and doesn't know geography, myself included. Any inspiration for when you paint? By lack of inspiration, think of things myself. What do you have? You know, I've been thinking about that. I even mentioned it a little bit in the beginning that I admire so much some artists can just pick up a pen and just go, right? I'm not those kind of person. It takes me a lot of time to think through thoughts. Otherwise, I get scared about what I'm gonna do. But I think that if you're just starting and you have no idea what you want to work on, my tip for you, and actually this helped me in years and years back, was to find your favorite artist, the artist in the style, not even just any favorite artist that you like their art, and then start copying them, whether you start drawing or painting like them. And then once you kind of get tired of it or not interest you so much anymore, move on to the next artist. Just keep on doing that until you kind of get it, until you find out what you want to paint, until you get comfortable with the techniques itself, and then I feel like the world will open up for you. And that's something I started years and years and years ago. When I opened my sketchbook, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Then I'll just go on Instagram, scroll through, like find an artist image I like and stop, and then just like sketch it for a while. And if you can, do it for 30 minutes a day. A month or 2 months later, you'll be amazed at how far you've progressed. But I also know doing it every day is incredibly hard. I came into it myself, so whenever you have time, just do that. I hope that helps. Oh, hi. Meet my dog. He was in the studio, and now I also have a cat downstairs who is going crazy, so I think he wants to go check her out. Oh. Yeah, like a neurological. I can't even say that straight. But yeah, I think anything, like just anything you've come in contact with, just try it. Okay, where was I? So I think I laid down on my second wash now for the watercolor. I think we're gonna get into the gouache part just now. Yeah. I don't know if you can guys see, but there's her face, her shoulder, this girl is kind of going over her jaw line. There's a shoulder here. I probably should make that part darker. And then she has a hand here because she's kind of doing this. So her hand is behind her. Like I said, this individual, this woman is definitely in the passive position where these little orbits are in the active position. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make her shoulder a little bit darker so it pops a little slightly more, and then we're gonna get into the orbits. See, I'm stalling on the gouache already. Not good. Zentangle, I don't even know what that means. Nice. So for skin color, I have this amazing palette called Complexions. I hate mixing skin color, so it has just all the skin color that you would need, blush, cheek skin color. Because, like I said, if you ever try to mix skin tone, it's like the most painful thing to do. So now I don't have to. Do you want to pick the right one though? I'm just gonna go over it just a little bit. I don't want to get into too much details yet. And again, it's kind of in the background, so it probably shouldn't be too detailed anyways. Very cool. I didn't realize that. Wonder. It's good to know. Is it kind of, you know, that oh my gosh, the name is escaping me, but is any similar concept like the healing frequency of music? Kind of does something to your body physically or mind, I guess. Nice. Okay, that's a good color. I'm gonna stick with it. 158 hertz. Is that the frequency? But yeah, Elizabeth, I think that's a great question. I know that a lot of artists, or young artists, or just anywhere in your artist, in the beginning of artist journey, when you don't know what your voice is, it's a very common thing to not know what to paint. And I feel like because of that, I probably have delayed my own art journey for years and years and years. Because I always felt like I don't know what to do, so maybe I'm not ready, so then I don't do it. So don't make the same mistake I made. Just do it, whatever it may be. And experiment with it for a little bit until you get tired or bored, or until you find your thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and because I did the, I don't want to warm this area up too much. But because I just did all that, helps neurological paths to reorganize. Oh, that sounds awesome, actually. I'm gonna bring the same color. I didn't wash my brush. In fact, I added a little bit more water to it just to dilute it. And I'm going to go over this area with it. That gives the cheek a little bit glow. I love it. Cool. Maybe do a little bit here. All right, now I'm gonna move on to the gouache part of my painting now. Wish me good luck, everyone. And then we're gonna come back to watercolor, maybe. I think because I'm using all these warm color, my camera is showing this warm tone. I think my actual painting is not as warm. Oh, there we go. There we go. Camera equipment. I'm contemplating now if I want to do. No, I'm not going to. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do the gouache part first, and go back to the edges of the flowers, and then to the center part. That was how it goes. Oh, and not sure if you guys see these textures here. Kind of this little textures. I actually used a dry flower. I dabbed into paint and did that. It was so fun. Because I had some flowers that are they have about to die, and I was like, I don't want to just throw them away. Maybe I can repurpose it, and I try to use it as a paintbrush. Okay. Let's do this. I'm like on the edge of my table now. Okay. With gouache, because these are smaller guys, I typically use a smaller brush. Testing which size I want to use. This might be, yeah, this might be okay actually. Okay, here we go. Okay, and then for gouache, I've been using this wet palette and it's been great. And the gouache paint I use is Hoban gouache paint. If you ever worked with gouache, it dries so quickly. You have so little time to manipulate on paper, which is still the case, but at least now my paint won't dry so fast at the same time. Okay. I think I'm gonna make this first girl a little blue color. Yes. So the first layer will get to be a little bit more watery. Yes. I should probably get my dark blue color right away. And gouache is something that you can, watercolor is such a translucent paint. If you mess up, you're pretty much stuck with it. But with gouache, you do have a little bit of a flexibility with covering your mistakes with a thicker layer of paint. I feel like I should use a smaller brush, darn it. I feel like typically I go live for 4 hours, probably 3 hours, 3.5 hours, I think was my max. And each painting, if you're ever curious, if you're curious at all, I think each painting probably takes me 12 to 15 hours to do. But obviously I don't do them all at once. See, it's drying so fast already. Okay, I'm gonna hurry and not talk. The bottom. Bottom's probably a bit darker. This is probably the darkest, flanked by two, the arm and the leg. So it's the darkest shadow here. And if you're just discovering me, seeing my video for the first time, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss my next session, which will be same time next week. And I do have a VIP list where I send out my new art drops, discounts, behind the scene peeks. So if you're interested, be sure to sign up. And the link is in my description. I'm gonna make her butt cheek a little bit white here because I left it so much in the other one. Okay. My paint is still pretty watery right now. Sometimes I can't help but paint like a watercolor artist. Let's see if it'll do me good or bad this time. I was classically trained in oil painting, I guess. That's what I went to university for. But watercolor is self-taught, and gouache, I'm just learning, starting to learn. Getting better at. Oh, that's not the color I want of it. Yeah. I almost did something really bad. And on my Bobby Bickers spaces, I was happy to hear that many, or I would say all artists thought watercolor is the hardest to master. So I feel like I was validated in some ways, some strange ways. And I'm proud I'm exploring the hardest medium. I think I'm overworking it. It's too watery. Okay. Un momento, please. I'm gonna leave that area be and then come back to it. I don't want that, but do the head first. Hi Maria, I'm watching while kneading needle felt. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. That's exactly my intended purpose for my live stream. What kind of felt are you kneading? Needling, yes. And welcome, I should say. It's like we're creating together. It's awesome. Okay, I'm just laying down this watery layer of this periwinkle blue and really just use out my paint so I can do a thicker layer. I guess that's a downside of that wet palette, because sometimes it does get too wet. Whoa, octopus? Okay, that sounds cool, Maria. I love octopuses. I think they're octopi. I love octopus, singular, but I think they're just the most awesome, intelligent, misunderstood creatures. I don't know if you ever see those there's a couple of YouTube channels where people have them as pets and they film them and they're just awesome. So adorable and so cheeky. Ah, yes, yes. I've been yelled at so many times. I do agree. That's something that Bobby said to me too, that all your bad artwork is paying the foundation for something great in the future. And I think now that I know better, I also realize there's really no good or bad art. It just, before and after kind of art. Before you hit your enlightenment, after, etc. I think using good or bad, it might not be the right question to ask. Yes, don't. Yes, you guys are all right. Don't throw them away. I did burn a piece. I made a video about it. It felt so good, but everybody's like, "What are you doing? Don't do that." But at the time, it just felt so good, Okay, now my gouache is getting slightly thicker now, as you can see. I am adding more pigments. And this is the part you gotta be, I'm trying to tell myself that, to be kind of painterly about it and not render it to death, like trying to make it smooth and all perfect. I don't think that's how paintings go. Because if you want to paint things like that, you can just do digitally, I guess. And the other thing about don't throw your old artwork, sometimes when you look at the old artwork, it like inspires the new piece. So your next painting might be building off of something in the past that you hate. Also, hate is not the right word, so don't listen to me. Yes, I was that person, Dagu. I've thrown away sketchbooks. Gasp. Luckily, I didn't throw away that many paintings. Thank God, thank goodness. There's hoarder, and I'm the opposite of hoarder. I don't know if there's a word for it, but I always throw things away before when I shouldn't have. I always throw things away and then later regret. Now that you mentioned the sketchbook, I have this memory of throwing in the trash can and then picking it out of the trash can and throwing it back again. And then sat there for a minute about if I should get it back, and I did it. I think that was the only sketchbook I ever thrown away. So I definitely had a hesitation about it. so let's not do that again. So I'm watching my light source here. So the light's coming from here, but all this is covering this part. So the top should be light. This part should probably be a little bit lighter. Okay. That turned out okay. The unexpected gypsy. Oh, I should have to look that up. John Sargent is, I think, one of my favorite artist. He comes up all the time when I talk to my friends about it. Awesome. I don't know who John Waterhouse is. Is he like the landscape painter? Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. I should look that up. Awesome. Also, buying art books are awesome. I love buying art books. I don't always read them right away, sometimes for months and years. Recently, like this weekend, I was actually flipping through a book I had from a long time ago that I'd never actually gone through front to back. A book by Murakami. I'm sure everybody knows who that is, who he is, and how he came about with his characters and the flower stuff, which I feel like I've been subconsciously influenced by him, because I feel like a lot of my flower shapes, these shapes are very similar to his. And because I've been following him, I'm sure it has some influence there. It was just interesting to see how long it took him to even arrive to that symbolic look. Symbolism, you know what I mean. So sometimes your signature takes a while to come to you. I am wondering if this is it for me, but I don't know. Come back a year later if I'm still doing similar things, and I think so. But I've also switched art styles recently, actually. Well, not switch. I guess it's evolution. It's not like I was doing oil painting and suddenly something else, but evolution, I guess. Your art book hoarder. That's a good thing to hoard, out of all things. Oh yeah, Murakami, he is a Japanese artist. He's been around for a long time, and his most famous, iconic image is like that, the rainbow, how do I say it? The flower with a face and has rainbow petals. You might have seen that in gift shops and stuff, but yes, he's the one that kind of created that. Very Japanese, very anime inspired, I'll say. And some of his early works are actually animes. I'm gonna do this, the darkest part now. Murakami, it's M-U-R-A, yes. Yes, for sure, for sure. Thank you so much for sharing the artist. Sometimes it always amazes me how many great artists out there that I don't know, never heard of. And I guess a lot of it has to do with our own bubble that we're in, things that we're exposed to. I know that stuff. Oh, let's add a little butt crack. Butt crack. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you found him, Elizabeth. It might not be your thing, you know, but I think it's always good to look at new artists that we have not known and see where we are with the love and hate spectrum. And thank you. Yes, I love my pink hair. My friends always ask me when I'm gonna stop having pink hair, and I say when I'm 80. When I have all white hair, then I'll dye it black, just so to be ironic. And absolutely, Elizabeth, I think in general, people just need inspiration in life. And then I think as artists, we're such unique creatures. Inspiration kind of fuels our soul and make us, you know, I always joke like, when you're an artist, it's kind of like you find that thing that you want to get out of bed in the morning and do. It's for me at least. And yes, inspiration found in art. Artists are awesome. That's why I love talking to artists. And I think all artists I know love talking to other artists. Okay, so she's got a little fatty legs. I think we're good here. Let's make this a bit darker. And then let's do I always give stories to these. So this is like a flower color as these little creatures wear, and then she has a little huge stem comes out, and what's at the end changes depending on who they are, what the functions are, I guess. So I felt like this one is like the lookout girl, so at the end she has a little bell, so if any danger she senses, this will ring to inform the other three to scatter. And I guess in real life that could be the triggers. We have always have triggers, right? We don't know why, when. I mean, I guess sometimes we do know why, but they just come out of nowhere sometimes. Yeah, I love how you put it, Dagu. You have to be on the right state of mind, let go and be in control. Yes. Yes, 100%. In fact, funny you say that. The more I'm just like, whatever, let it go, the more I like it afterwards. I think in the beginning, when I first started just doing watercolor, I kind of try to do it like how oil painting is. You sit there and manipulate, like blend. In the end, it looks like a muddy mess. Because I don't think that's how the medium works. It doesn't like to be blend. It just wants to do its thing, and you kind of have to let it. Next, I'm going to try to mix some green. Oh wait. Pink. Green. Yeah. Let the water flow. Be like water, right? That's like, I love that Bruce Lee quote. Be like water. Be adaptable. Wise advice. Well, we'll do this color for now. See how it goes. I feel like it needs to be extra petal here. Seems a little weird. Gonna do the stem in green. Is that a good green? No, I think it needs to be more yellowish green. But not too bright. So I'm mixing some brown into my green. Still needs to be more brown. I guess I'm more going for an olive color at this point. Let's see. Because I don't want it to pop out so much, I guess. Okay, actually, get white ready. Because I know I'm gonna blend this one right away. First layer. I wonder if you're still here. Are you and the graphics still doing the Studio Ghibli stuff? I think I checked last few ones. You guys are coloring those in. So fun. Do you have a favorite Studio Ghibli film? Yeah, Dagu, I know what you mean. Even though I got yelled for it, but I feel like in the end, I did what I need to do to get me to where I am today, I guess. It's not quite as poetic as that, but it's more like the instant gratification. I don't think I'm a pyro by any means, but maybe I am. It's just good. I feel good. I also love making bonfires, so maybe I do have a little bit of that in me. So I'm adding a little bit of white to just do the highlight. I hope I didn't do too much. Oh, that's alright. .11 by 14 canvas painting. Nice. What what inspired your burning? I guess mine was I put down a color, then I made the rookie mistake of just painting over with a different color and then made it so muddy and ugly. I was so mad at myself. And that was my way of saying, I'll never do that again. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I have done it after that as more of a purposeful way instead of just a mindless way, I guess. But who knows, maybe without that experience, I wouldn't know what that felt like. Okay, add a little bit of highlights. Resisting the urge to overblend. Okay, here these little guys take way longer than I want to. So this palette, this painting right off the bat, I was like, it's already more, a little bit more colorful and darker than my last piece. Yeah, which is good. Maybe next one I'll do an even darker palette, like we said in the beginning. I accidentally did overline here, but gouache can't be reactivated, so you can just went over some water, take a paper towel, dab, 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 dab. It took out some of the watercolor, but that's okay. You cried. Oh, maybe you didn't have to burn it then. I can't say I did the same. I was like laughing after I burned it, which also makes me sound crazy. Cover all these white edges, which I hate when I don't cover them. Also think crying is healthy though, so that's okay. You're mourning the death of your art, your painting. Totally understandable. I'm using plant-like colors here now, I feel like. Make the corners darker. Now I'm using a clean brush to blend. But when you're blending gouache, the key is to make sure your brush is not too wet. Make sure it's really, really dry. Now let's paint this little bell here. My gouache right now is very watery. Its coverage is not so great. what inspired me to draw these little shapes. You're gonna laugh, but my kid's been watching a lot of Pokemon show, and I don't know if you guys ever watched anything or observed Pokemons, but they always, as creatures, have little like funny things on their face, at the end of the antenna on their hands. And I just thought they're just the imagination of the artists who'd come up with these things are so awesome. So I'm trying it. Inspiration is everywhere if you look. Okay. What color should I do the end of the bell? I feel like pink might be the obvious choice. Going back to add some highlights, highs and lows. And then I'm gonna get into the bell. This whole thing really is too watery. I like this pale pink. Let's stick with that. You guys see, falling off the page here. I have returned. Hello, Phantom. How was your work session? And welcome back. Thank you. It has been a minute, huh? This part always surprises me. Like, how can this little thing take so long? But I think you weren't here yet, but in the very beginning, I declared that I don't want to rush through this piece. I just want to, however long it's gonna take me, that's gonna take me that long. It's okay. key to another thing. Key to gouache is really just don't blend. It just looks fine afterwards. And if you can get my lights right, it'll look even better. Sub chat. So Phantom, there we have some new viewers, like new chatters. I don't know if that's right. Who I've met just today. That's so exciting. So everybody say hi to Phantom. Oh, hi, Kent's here. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Everyone's here today. Hello, Kent. Ken is also a artist I met recently. Yeah, pretty recent. And he is a Canadian. We have. I think Dagu said you're from the Netherlands, or was that Lesbos? That's awesome. Thank you guys for being here. Alright, so she's got a little pink bell at the end. I probably need to rework this area a little bit. How's your day? How's your day? Oh yeah, Elizabeth from the Netherlands. Sorry. I love it. It's just sometimes I hate technology, but moments like today, like technology is pretty awesome that we're able to connect, all kind of create and be creative together because of that. Card artist. Gotta make the corner a little bit darker. You know, I should maybe do blue for this darkening. Okay, I'm gonna do that, try that. I always forget I could use contrasting colors. Yeah, that's better. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do, if you ever experimented with anime drawing, this is kind of what they do. So you do first layer. First layer shadow in this dark pink color. Then we go on top, like here in that blue color, which I actually really like. And art is not perfect. That's why we do art. And someone asked me if I've ever left mistakes in my paintings. And I said, I've gotten really good at fixing mistakes. Because they're not really mistakes once they're on paper. They're just part of your narrative, and you just gotta go with it by incorporating it into it. So answer is yes, but I just fix them, I guess. So they're not really mistakes. Get out of here, graphic. And everyone, don't worry, Graphic is the nicest guy I know, and he's just very funny. So sarcastic. So, are you gonna go meditate? I feel like you should. Maybe do it right now. Just happy accidents, that's right. It's like more like accidents we keep and accidents we regret, but still have to keep. Just like all your life's mistakes in the past. Can't change it, so you live with it. And they also kind of shape who you are, so. Hopefully no one here has had it. Actually, I shouldn't say that because you probably have, and that's okay. Mistakes that you had to live with. Yes, let's make this part darker and more blue. No comment. Graphic, no comment. Alright, I better get out of this area. It's probably fine. So the light hits, and this part should be darker. Oh, and I forgot her eyeball. What eyes should we make her? This actually clicked quickly. Thanks, Graphic. Don't scare people away now. Beaver meat sandwich. So I think I'm gonna make her eyes. Ooh, I don't know. I'm probably gonna make her eyes green actually. Green eyes sounds so dreamy. Red eyes, not so much. Like, is that a perfect circle? It's probably okay that it's not. Let's make this part darker. There we go. And then this part darker. Little reflectiveness. Just leave that here. probably make this part way darker, but I'm just gonna do that for now. And then let's not forget to make this part slightly green, because the white part of your eyes is actually never truly white. So I'm just gonna dirty this part up a little bit. There we go. Okay. And usually last step is when I go back and add eyelashes on them. Good for now. Let's go over to this guy. Oh boy. Let's do sideways. There we go. Phantom, I love it. 360. Oh wait, 180. Back on topic. And thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate that. See, I love going live and meeting people and hang out with my other friends because you guys just make me laugh so much. Ken, I appreciate you noticing that. I definitely had those porcelain dolls in my thoughts when I created the face. And actually, some of my oldest art, I don't even know where you can find them, but maybe on Etsy shop, the sold art section, maybe. Some of my oldest art were inspired by porcelain dolls. There is a Russian doll artist in New York. She sells these dolls that comes with 3D printed accessories and whatnot. They go for like hundreds, thousands of dollars. It was always my wish list to get one of them, but they sell out so quickly. Literally, like she would launch them and they'll sell out in like less than an hour. And it's really expensive, so I haven't had the heart to do it or the opportunity. But her doll, Petra. Oh, her name is escaping me now. Was dirty wonder? He said beaver meat sandwich. Yeah, there you go. Natalie Petrova dolls. Oh yeah, that's so awesome. I'm always fascinated by dolls because they just have these like super exaggerated, elegant feature. So yes, thank you for noticing that, Kat. I definitely had those porcelain dolls on my mind when I wanted to be, because you know this, I think I explained this, the shell, right? The shell is the porcelain shell, this, which a lot of dolls are made out of, or before, I guess I should say. In the old days. Okay, what color? I think I had it planned. So it's a blue, which kind of blends in here. So this one here, I kind of want to do in this color. Now that's gonna be really hard to mix, so bear with me for a second as I mix that color, the grayish, pinkish color. And we digress. Back here. Billion tickets for the giveaway already, right, Pinky? Everyone. Wonders, okay, I don't think I quite get it either. Oh, those guys. Phantom, that's like a tall order. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I just never think I'll be the favorite of anybody or anything. But life has its surprises, I guess. Okay, alright, I was mixing colors. Focus, focus, mixing colors. Yes, Elizabeth, Pinky in the brain, except I was like, man, Pinky in the brain, Pinky's kind of the dumb one. I don't know if I want to be the dumb one, but I am very spacey a lot of times, so I guess it's okay. You know, I always also another embarrassing thought I'm gonna share, since you know you guys are here watching me, that I always, since I was in high school, you know, remember that Dexter, the cartoon Dexter, Dee Dee and Dexter, I forgot the rest of the name. Do you know what I'm talking about at all? I always thought, imagined, and resonated with Dee Dee in that show, the very ditzy sister that always come in and mess up his experiment, but somehow always end up like fine, you know, like without any damage. So I was like, oh, I want to be that, the Dee Dee. I just like can come in any situation, be like, oh, hello, what's going on? And be like, oh, it's fine, and then I leave. I wonder if I'm still like that. Dexter's Laboratory. Thank you, Kent. Dexter's Laboratory. Yes. Omelette du fromage. Cheese omelette? Is that what that means? Wait, cheese omelette as the brain. Okay. But yes, I always like picture myself to be the Dee Dee in Dexter's Laboratory. Okay, so now because I have a chance to mix up some fresh paints, pretty exciting. So I'm gonna go not so watery right off the bat. Mix lots of white because that's pretty pale, and I want this to be pretty light so it doesn't fight with its surroundings. Put a little bit of pink. Oh, gotcha. Hey, I can't believe I got that right. Cheese omelet. Well, omelet's pretty easy. Fromage. I was like, this sounds like cheese. Maybe I've seen that on menus in restaurants. A little bit too much green, but it's pretty color though. Slightly too much green. I used to know a bit of Dutch. Oh wow. Okay, Dutch. Oh man. Wouldn't it be so cool one day we can speak all the languages and then you can just mix it all up and it's okay. Fromage is cheese in French. Awesome. Also though, not to keep on bringing out Pokemon because, oh, okay, nice. We got it. So it was a mixture, I'll show you guys. A mixture of blues, greens, and reds and white. And end up with this cool Celadon color, kind of grayish color. Not to keep on going back to Pokemon, but I just think the Japanese anime storytelling sometimes is so powerful because of Pokemon. There are episodes where you just literally hear two words. The Pokemon, because they all only say their name, right? But they can have a full dialogue, full range of emotion and storytelling, and then bring you to tears just using those two words, but changing in the tone, pause, obviously the anime, the facial expression and stuff. So sometimes maybe less is more, you know. Can you imagine if you only spoke like two words your entire life, but then you can, how many amazing ways you'll find to speak them. We digress. Eggs still super expensive, yes. And expensive, yes, and hard to find. Cat. But took, I don't know, for what does it? Charmander episode, yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm not the only one who's watching Pokemon. I'm glad to hear that. The eggs, wonder you mean? So there has been, I don't know if it's even under control, I guess, but there's like a huge avian bird flu situation that's affecting all the big chicken farmers farming. So they had to, oh, this is actually really sad and morbid, but so they had to, so because of that, they had to just sanitize the facility and get rid of a lot of chicken, and because of that there has been a shortage of chicken, and because of the shortage of chicken and eggs, and because of that the price has been like just insanely high, and inflation and all that have something to do with it too, I'm sure. So I don't know if it's gonna ever come down. I know. Oh, it went down 50 plus years. Yeah, it's pretty, I think, I don't know how I stumbled upon a YouTube episode. It's pretty hard to watch. Like, all the workers on those farms are just, I'm sure it's not an easy job to begin with, but anything where you had to like put down lives like that, it's just, it's hard. I can't even say it because it's crazy hard. Elizabeth, yes, go to bed. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was awesome having you here, and I hope I'll see you next time if you're, still up and awake. But yes, go have a good night. Good sweet dreams. I hope you dream about art. And hopefully not beaver sandwich. chicken runs this country. It's true. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, this is such a pretty color. And we're back. And we're back to art. No more chicken death talk. Did you know Canada is apparently the only country that has no hormones in any cows raised here? Really, Ken? I need to move to Canada. Yes, Elizabeth, if you're still here, yes, you can review the uploads almost immediately right after I'm done. And for Kent, at least be positioned. Okay, Elizabeth, have a great night. I did not know that, Ken. That's pretty awesome. I just feel like all the cows in the US, chickens and cows, I guess, are so pumped full of hormones. It's probably not good to eat them at all, actually. Maybe I need to eat less eggs. It gets me pretty upset talking about food quality in the US, because everything's so manufactured and factory produced. All the hormones and I guess living conditions of those animals too. Not so great. You body talk. Oh, okay. Phantom, did you just invite Kent, everyone to Kent's property that he probably doesn't even know about? That you're inviting? Can we go smuggle meat, cows from Canada? Glasses. Regenerative agriculture, the roller. Oh, what is regenerative agriculture? Wonder. I don't know what that means. I would love to live in Canada. TBH. Love Canada. Yeah, what's regenerative agriculture? Against you like that. That sounds awesome. And healthy. Here comes a butt cheek. Needs more butt cheek. So Ken's cool like that. Yeah, Ken sounds like a pretty cool dude. We're joking, Ken. I think. And if you did, you'll be like, I don't want any properties at this point. I should have mixed more of this color. Mix more of this color. I do this every time. Darn it. Okay. Just got a little butt cheek going on. Let's paint her head. Oh yeah, I think I said earlier so I finally worked out how these orbits back looks. And you are the first to hear about it. So you know, their heads are a circle, a sphere, right? And I was like, our eyeball is actually mostly sphere. It's not 100% perfect, but for human beings, our eyes are actually like these slits that go on top of the eyeball, but just on the like a surface. It doesn't go all the way around, right? Because we have our face and bones that covers most of the eyeball. So for these orbits, I was like, it would be so cool. What if their eyes, their openings go all the way around the ball? So instead of, you know, sitting on top of it, it's going all the way around. So I basically drew an eye shape, but pulled it all the way around. And that's what it looks like in the back. And I sketched a little bit in my sketchbook just to see how they turn out. And I think it works out. I'm just gonna color this. Too much blue. Been lied to. Ken's like, I'm gonna go be quiet now. Hi Lou, welcome back. But Canada would be awesome though. I'm just gonna cover all the areas in this color first and then go back and render. Since the wetness, I don't think matters as much right now. And the light's coming from this way now, so I'll make this part darker. some white here. How cold does it get, Ken, where you are in the winter? And I always complain like it gets cold in Utah, but then compared to Canada, it's probably nothing. I'm out of paint. No bueno. Oh, dang. Negative 15, sub 15, sub 20 Celsius. Okay. Let's rethink that Canada idea. I don't know if I can handle that. I'll just be permanently in bed in the winter. No real winter. California doesn't really get winter. That's true. See, this color's drying way darker than you think it's gonna dry. So I'm gonna go quickly. Quickly at, oh shit. I promise you'll end up okay. I'm like panic. I'm not so scared when I do gouache for some reason now, because I know I can always go back and re-render it, reblend. I should use jelly gouache one day. Let's see how that feels. Still haven't done that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know. Yikes. This ugly face too shall pass. We'll make it work. So now that the creamy colors kind of left the paper, now I'm just have to re-wet everything a little bit. Eek. Not my favorite thing to do. So it's very, lots of room for error here. Okay. I just read the chat. I wonder if so much of that has to do with, you know, where you are in life. I lived in New York City for a hot minute in my youth, and it was an awesome experience. But now you couldn't pay me enough to live there. And I think some of you know that I left LA a few years back and never looked back. I don't think all that crowd and the noise and the distractions good for an artist, for an artistic mind. You kind of need the peace and sometimes slow pace to really find yourself, I guess. It's ironic, like when you're younger, you go to big cities to find yourself, but when you're older, not old, just older, once you reach a certain, not even age, I think stage of your life, you just crave that quiet, the more introspective environment, I guess. Phantom, is that where you are in SoCal or NorCal? I used to live in Santa Monica, that area, for like a long time, a long time. And then I just got sick of it. Oh, why do I keep on messing the butt up? Let's do this before I do this. There you go. Man's crazy. I used to live there, like in the great traffic zone. Yes. Now I don't even want to visit California. I still have tons of friends there. My in-laws are there, but I try to find reasons to not go. Cause yes, when I do visit California, I just feel like I'm in the car going from traffic to go to places. And who wants to spend your vacation time doing that, you know? Okay, I am having a little bit of trouble with this area, and I'm wondering why. See, this is what you get for not mixing enough color in the beginning. Lesson learned, guys. Always mix enough color. I also remind myself to let this dry first and then judge, because I keep on working them in patches, but I'm not letting it chance to dry all at once and see where we are with the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop doing this for a second and step back. Whew. Oh, hi cat. Oh, hi dog. I think my cat and my dog are both congregating in my studio because I think there's slight lightning outside and they're probably scared. Oh, hi guys. This is so cute, guys. You have to see this. Can you see it? Oh, cat, come back. Cave sounds excellent. Yes. Cave does sound excellent after all that. Oh, you can come to Utah. Utah's pretty awesome too. Okay, I'm gonna paint the the meter maids are very powerful in LA. This is true. I've definitely had a situation. I don't know if I can't remember who it happened to. Maybe, I can't remember. I don't know if it's my friend or my husband. But it's like you park on the street, meter maid is about to write your ticket. You run out about to move the car. Meter maid looks you in the eye, puts the ticket on the windshield anyways. Infuriating. But that's why I say meter maids are very powerful in LA. Okay. I think this was a good idea that I'm doing the gouache paint in the middle instead of at the end because of how long this takes. If I was doing this at the end, I probably would rush through it and not do the best job as I can. But because it's in the middle, I have to, I don't know, when it's middle, I work harder. Because it's not, when you're in the middle, I guess it's not that sense of urgency that you have to finish. So yeah, that was a good idea. So sometimes changing the order of how you do your artwork could make a difference. So I'm kind of experimenting with that without realizing I am, but I am. Yeah, you guys are welcome for sure. My friends always talk about like it'd be awesome you had a bunch of artists living together, you know, like those tech incubators but for artists. And like imagine how like the kind of collaboration, crazy ideas, late night spiritual chats that could happen. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? My color just completely ran away from me. Jeez. But you gotta bring your own cows though, Ken. I need some hormone-free cows on property. And I do know that there's that place called Brewery Art Lofts in LA where it's like lofts and artists rent them and they work there. It's like work living lofts, and they have like art firms or architecture firms in it too, mix and all that. It's super cool place. Loved it. Tried to live there once. But those lofts have like some don't have bathrooms. You have to do makeshift bathrooms, makeshift kitchens. Some don't have. I think they all do have come with water, electricity, but it's not like a comfortable living situation. So I was too chicken shit to do it. But I guess I fantasize about living in those situations. Content house coming 2026. Oh, content house. Oh. Content house. Guys, that feels significant. Content house. Imagine the amount of electricity the house will consume when we're all streaming with our cameras and lights at once. But then maybe you can have just one streaming studio that everybody can use at the same time. Oh, see, this dry, not so bad. Okay, I'm gonna take off some of the color. Okay, this is wet right now, so it looks like that. But once it dry, it won't. Bear with me. Let's put a pin on that idea. Who came up with that name? Phantom. Okay. I'm gonna put, so they say, drop a pin on the idea. 2% off every piece. Huh. Well, I'm like, at the very least, do we know any producers that could like pitch this reality show to Netflix? Because it might be interesting. Okay, again, I'm gonna let that dry. This is the situation, but have no fear, shall be fixed. Where was I? So her color kind of blends with the color. This, I think I want to do it this color, okay. And then I think after this little guy, I might call it quits today, because these things take so long, way longer than I thought. So I definitely will be working on this piece next Wednesday, but hopefully by next Wednesday, it'll be the finishing touch. I'm definitely going to work on it throughout the week. But I can't predict how long everything takes. Hi from bed, there's a bed. Wonder, see you soon. Elizabeth, do we like telepathically pass this idea to you and you were interested so you came back? I'm super interested, this content house idea. Don't worry, the drama will be from all the crazy comments we get, probably. Hopefully not with each other. Or it might be fun to have pretend drama on screen, but then, powwow afterwards. I'm totally down with that too. That sounds fun. So we're talking about the idea of content house. They have a bunch of live streaming artists living together. Imagine how fun would that be? Yes, so this piece, I'm definitely using a lot of colors. Or more so than my last piece. I don't know. I mean, it's not good or bad either way. I love colors. Most of my artwork is very colorful. Just an observation, I guess. Oh, gotcha. So, I don't know where you left off, but I'm still on this girl. I'm having a little trouble here. Because I realized I kept on like doing them in batches. Like this part was still wet, and then I worked on this part, this dried. And with gouache, it dries. When it's wet, it's way darker than it dries. So you actually don't know what the color actually is if they're both dry and wet at the different stages. So I had to stop myself and then start working on other parts and kind of observing how this is dry and see how to proceed. So that's where we are. Ay, ay, ay. And that little bug inside me is like, oh, you should be so much further along than you are now. Blah, blah, blah. That's expectation, I tell myself. So it will be done when it's done. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Super bright, I need to dull that down. Yeah, it's a wet butt, I know. It looks like she peed on herself or something. Oh, there you go. Yeah, do we know any Netflix producers? So yeah, if you ever, if anybody's playing with gouache, I'm just picking it up recently because I thought I used to paint oil paint and then watercolor, and I thought gouache was like the good in between, and I could actually mix gouache and watercolor in any given piece. So that's why I started experimenting with gouache again, and I joke. And if you guys heard this before, I apologize for the repetition, but after painting the watercolor for so long, I forgot how to paint with paint. You paint with water when you paint watercolor, you know. So I'm just getting back into this blending and paint thickness and all that stuff again. But I also realized how much I missed this. Just pushing paint around. Adding some highlights with white. I could also experiment highlights with yellow, but not quite there yet. I think it's one of those things, once you have the formula down, it'll be easy. It's like the base layer is your medium tone, then I'm adding dark tone as shadow, and then lighter tone as highlights. Bam. That's all there is to it. But seeing how I'm painting right now, it's not as simple. Not as simple as I say, but it's a basic principle, I guess. Music's very Lord of the Rings right now. For some reason, it reminds me of that. Okay. See, this once it dried, it's not as bad as I think. So I'm gonna keep on doing this until I reach a happy color, medium consistency, shade, tone, whatever. This is probably not your best practice, but Jersey Shore. Oh my gosh. I haven't thought about that show in ages. Kagu, your cat fights raccoons through the window in the backyard. Oh my god. I hope you have films or videos of it, because that sounds incredible. Wonder is, I think she just left, right? Yeah, she loves raccoons. And I said one time raccoons are just like pigeon rats. She was so offended because, you know, raccoons have cute. Raccoons are pretty cute sometimes. You know what? I'm going to just lay it in there, see what happens. Some white paint I have. This corner is darker. Corner is darker. It's like the side of her other arm is here. Okay. This part probably shouldn't be so light because it's the back. Okay. Okay, well, let's see how this dries. Oh yeah. Okay. What color should I make the eyes? I think I want to do blue eyes actually. Let's not look at her butt for a second. Make her have blue, some dreamy blue eyes. Because this area is blue too, so I thought it might be nice. When gouache is in this creamy consistency, that's the best. Let's make this part whiter. Kind of blend out. Probably have to make this iris area darker. That's okay for now. Oh, I might use black there later. This rule of thumb to not use black in painting. Everything's fine, everything's fine. Okay, let's see. Just tiny bit in the middle. There we go. Here we go. Okay, oh wait, no. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, make the corners. Oh. As I said, I'd like to make, kind of take the eyeball color and blend into the corner of the eyes, because our eyes are not truly white. That's kind of cool. Let's blend it out more. Okay, I like blending gouache on clean paper. That was pretty cool. The butt blending was not so good, but it's alright. We'll make do. Okay. And when in doubt, I always dot it first. I don't know if you guys ever experienced, but when I dot paint on paint, it always looks better 9 times out of 10. There we go. I might go, you know what, I'm gonna go the corner and add a little bit of that orange color on the top. There you go. Do I have a painting portraying the origin of these creatures? Phantom, I do actually. There was a series of... Hi, Guri, how are you today? Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. So Phantom, I was just saying, so yes, I actually developed these creatures live for the most part. You know, one day the painting that didn't have any, and then the second day, for the second painting or the next painting, they started to happen. And how they looked in the beginning and now are very similar, but not exactly the same. And they have a, so yes, to answer your question in short, I do have paintings of them becoming alive, becoming who they are today, so to speak, and they're kind of captured on my live streams. At first, they were just, I flipped through my sketchbook. At first, they're attached to my flower stems as they come out, and then they started having legs. Then they start having clothes, and then they're matured and became more uniform now, so they're not so like random, like this one looks like that, this one looks totally different. So they kind of evolved to the shape and form today, actually. So yes, I do have them all captured, but maybe it'll be cool to make a video of them just to see the progression, how it happened. What would the name of the show be? Drama house? It would be a content house. I mean, I feel like when you talk to people about content, the word itself is so loaded with many layers of emotions, right? People love content, people hate content, we love creating content, but we hate some content. I feel like that word content itself has so much conflicts already, So content house, like when you first said that, I just stopped. It's like there's something there. Guri, do you know any producers in NorCal? The goats and vests. Cool, maybe, yeah. I wanted to do a series actually with just those creatures and how they will be interacting with each other. Because right now, they're kind of like a hived mind, right? They are kind of doing the thing, but with the one purpose, one common purpose. But what if they became mind of their own and they're like at conflict with each other, or they're doing something together? I don't know. So I definitely have thought of that, doing these by themselves. We'll see. We'll see how that will be when I get to it, how it will evolve then. But thanks for the question. I mean, it makes me happy to know that at least they're interesting enough for people to want to know more. Okay, this is like painting lipsticks on the pig at this point, this bud. I'm gonna have to be offline and focus and do all of them at once, I think. So, here we are. I was hoping to get way further along than I did today, and these little creatures really took me way longer than I thought. And this bud, I spent way too much time on this bud, to be honest. But here's where we are with this painting. We still have 2 more of these guys to go. This one and this one. And after that, I want to incorporate the gouache into the flowers and then give the flowers more details. And we'll see how it goes. And let's pull it back. There we go. But I kind of like where it's going though. Yeah, what do you guys think? Let's rest you here. And then a job. Then a job? No, I hope they don't ever have to get a job, because who wants a job anyways? They live in their fantasy world doing fantasy things. It's all good. Okay, guys. Wow, I had such a fun painting with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed my session today, and I'll probably most likely be still working on this piece next week, but hopefully we'll be done with, or like we'll be tying up the T's, doing the finished strokes by next week. And thank you so much for hanging out with me for the past 3.5 hours. There you go. And I hope you enjoy the painting today. I hope you had some good laugh, enjoy your music, or enjoy the process. Maybe you're creating with me at the same time. I hope I share some useful tips for some of you guys. I don't know if that's always the case, but thanks for listening anyways. New record time? Maybe actually, or close to it. This might be the first. Yes, work in progress with the gouache, but yes, you can reblend, but you gotta make sure. I think that the most thing I learned today is when you work with gouache, you gotta make sure that whatever you're working on has the same is at the same stage of dry or wetness. If one area is dry, the other is wet, and you try to like match those, disaster. Don't do that. If you are watching me live session for the first time or just discovering me, don't forget to give a like, follow, subscribe, share with somebody you know. Maybe it will really help my artist journey and the algorithm and everything. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, rest of the week. If it's late for you, have a good night. If it's afternoon, like Phantom and Kent and somebody, then, you know, go do some creative work, go draw. And yeah, thank you so much. I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.